Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Sunday, February 2nd, 2020. It is a palindrome day. Today is a palindrome day. It is 0202 2020. It is the same forward as it is backward. No matter which system you're using, actually, in US and in EU. And it's the first time in like 900 years that that's happened, so yay, I guess. I suppose. It's also, in the US at least, a holiday in that it is Groundhog's Day. So we get to see whether or not the groundhog sees its shadow and we have extra time spent in winter or not. I don't know what the official word on that is yet. It's like the official reading is done in Pennsylvania, and it should have happened by now. I might have to look that up at some point, but anyway, it's also Super Bowl Sunday, so it is like a really big day today in the U.S. It being Super Bowl Sunday and all. By the way, if you want to like buy TVs, like now, now is the time. In the U.S. at least, this is the time period right before the Super Bowl where TVs are at their lowest price of the year. Yeah, it's Groundhog's Day is easily the most bizarre, but I mean, there is something to be said about at least this year having a holiday on game day for the Super Bowl. But I'm not into sports. We're into more intellectual activities around here, so let's actually play some Factorio. That sounds like an idea. Let's do things a little bit more intellectual than physical. Granted, yes, there's strategy and tactics and a lot of thought put into these games, these sports of football and all that other stuff. Yeah, there is an intellectual part of it, but we're here for something for a little bit more purely intellectual rather than a mix of physical and intellectual. I'm not much into competition either. Um, my broader concept of competition is that we should be trying to, work together as a human species and sort of like be trying to get off of this planet and all of that. We have bigger issues to worry about than competing with each other. Anyway, lots of things. 18.3, we're playing on now. Uh, more fixes was 18.3 more than anything else. There's been updates to the alien life stuff, so let's do this. Let's continue. Yeah, the WHO is like, yeah, coronavirus is like bad, really bad, global scale disaster with coronavirus, and US is like, let's throw hundreds of thousands of people together in one location for the Super Bowl. Yeah, yeah, and just across the nation, like everyone's going to be all together and parties and all that, and yeah, it'll be great. So things have happened off screen before we truly begin today. Um, you may notice a little bit of a difference between the Thursday stream and this stream. Just a little bit of a difference in that we have a few things at scale now. In particular, 10 was one of the first things that I worked on. This is just hot air grade whatever for tin processing. It's making more than I have shoved down on my bus. Is there infinite stone production like in Angels? Yes. I mean, short answer, yes. I mean, there's infinite everything production in the Pi Suite. If you really want to get down into the nitty gritty, there is infinite production of everything in the Pi Suite. Every resource can be obtained infinitely in the Pi Suite. It's just a lot of space and power. Space and power can be obtained infinitely, including salt. Salt inclusive on all of this. Yes, and at the cost of UPS too, just from the sheer volume of things. I have a little bit of more power now. I have a little more power, just a little more. The base is capable of like in the 500 megawatt range now, something along those lines. It's 7 times 72 plus 60. Can you also make infinite power? Yes, you can. You can make power from water, pretty much. So it's yeah, everything can be sourced back to water if you're willing to put the effort in. I sort of did that in the Pynodon's off the rails playthrough. So if you go to my YouTube channel, I have a playlist for Pynodon's off the rails. That was my first full playthrough / only full playthrough thus far of the Pi Suite, going all the way up to quantum computing of space science. And during that playthrough, I decided, let's actually try to do this through producing as much as I can through infinite means. What are my thoughts on the new map view color changes? I haven't even noticed because I use this enhanced colors mod, and it's like not actually properly working because all of these pipes are supposed to be purple, but they're not. So the like enhanced color mod isn't actually working right now. Just doing a straight transition to V18. But no, colors are fine. It's just I think the colors are too bright by default, which is why I have set the saturation down a bit on it. So yeah, the colors of like everything, it's okay. It's okay. So I set up 10. I have like so you might not be able to see this very clearly at nighttime like this, but this is 10 yellow belts of iron. Just casually 300 mining drills here on iron, giving me 10 yellow belts. Not all of it is being fully processed. I have the capacity to process all 10 into processed iron. So the first step of the processing of the iron is done. It's just this is not anywhere near the infrastructure for processing all of that processed iron ore at the moment. And the reason for that is I am waiting for unslimed iron processing, the ability for me to actually go all the way to unslimed iron before doing that full build out and transition, because trying to do molten from processed iron is a lot of borax. It is a lot of borax. In fact, it would be better for me to just do hot air processing for the actual iron that I need rather than do the molten. I'm doing the molten because it's better on the steel. It's not so much better on the plates, just because of how much borax is required for it. I think it would be better to just do straight up hot air processing on the processed iron if all you want is the plates. But anyway, that's being held off on until a little bit later with unslimed iron. Down here, we've got lead. Not really lead. We have silver. Silver. 4 buildings making silver. Just for reference, that's 5 yellow belts, by the way. 5 yellow belts of lead ore in. And how much silver out is that? 2 per second. Less than 2 per second. So yeah, you know, just casually 75 ore per second in, less than 2 per second silver out. Oh, and you know, it's 750 acetylene per second as well, which is 5 yellow belts of coke as well. So, you know, 5 yellow belts of coke making acetylene and all that power required to make the acetylene to do the mining of the 75 per second of the lead ore. Less than 2 silver at the moment. That will improve with time as we get better recipes and all that good stuff. At Blue Science, at high grade processing, it'll be significantly better. But, you know, for now, less than 2. Less than 2. And if I wanted to actually make lead plates out of this, I don't know, people keep saying that doing the lead dust for the actual lead plates is not as decent of an upgrade as just doing the hot air processing on the ore itself. So we'll see. I might be doing that. I have more acetylene for titanium up here. This is enough acetylene. This is enough acetylene for the 5 yellow belts on the titanium. You only need 300 per second on the acetylene to do 5 yellow belts of titanium versus 750 on the lead. But I still need to build out the processing of the titanium, and I need titanium. That's one of my current bottlenecks, as well as I still need to transition my quartz to, you know, not hot air. Just not hot air would be great on the quartz transition. So as far as off-screen stuff, like ore processing stuff, also I'm doing a little borax over here, making use of it. I've deleted some ores that were around the place. You may or may not notice there's more space and all that. I greatly expanded my manure. You know, just casually expanded my manure production to 110 og paddocks. Just, you know, 110 og paddocks making manure from og food. It was required. Like, just it was required for this to make enough urea to feed, you know, three. Deleted ores, why? Because a lot of what I built here in particular, down at the bottom here, was a massive patch of quartz ore, which, you know, looks a little bit like this. So try building on top of this, and be forever blinded by it. And there's just way too many ore patches around the place. So I am thinning them out, to say the least. Very much thinning them out. So anyway, this is the other thing. The bus has ended its journey. Will there be new military tech in Alien Life? No. In fact, it is actually the opposite these days. You no longer need military science, period, to finish a Pie Suite game. This is why that you no longer need mil science to complete a Pie Suite game at all. If you are playing without biters. Now, if you are playing with biters, that's another story entirely. You will need as much defense as you possibly can get. But yeah, things like the laser turrets are no longer required for mining drills, for the various things that were required for the mining drills. Yeah, if you're playing with biters, you deserve suffering. Now, however, what I will note is that I have a mod called Big Brother, the Big Brother mod, which is a set of tech upgrades for upgrading your radars, and these will require mill science. So I will need a little bit of mill science if I want to continue upgrading my radars. That's why we can see so much right now, and it only gets better from there. Uh, so yeah, that is all of that. Now you may have noticed I have a little bit of a mall, of a bot-based mall. I have just a few robots, 1367 Logibots and 51 construction bots at the moment. Currently, production is turned off on those, so I can prioritize the circuits in particular going to other things. But yeah, it's like I've all the things on this mall, and I have reserved spacing for the Mark II, 3, and 4 stuff. I have reserved a lot of spacing for the Mark II, 3, and 4 stuff, and it's a lot of roboports close together because I have to have enough space to fit 1,367 Logibots. You need the roboports for the actual, storage capacity. And you will want recharging stations everywhere, because otherwise you'll get robots that are just stuck on a roboport. Roboports can only charge one thing at a time, and they aren't as fast as these charging stations. So it's one robot charging port at 4 megawatts rate versus the charging station here, the Pi charging station, which is 4 slots at 5 megawatts. So they charge faster, and there's 4 at a time that can charge at these. The vanilla bot roboports are still in the game as far as I am aware. Yeah, the vanilla roboports are still exist. However, vanilla oil refining is gone. So that was last time. The vanilla oil stuff is now dead and gone. It no longer exists. No more vanilla oil refining. No more vanilla oil refining. Okay. So a lot of this is Pi Alien Life related stuff. I've got like all my codices, I should say, going out here. In particular to note, this Yotoi is changing. Right, Pyanodon, since you're here. This Yotoi codex is changing from Circuit 2's, I would imagine. Cough, cough. So I made a list of what is available at Green Science, and I'll just have some discussion here about what is available at Green Science that you can and cannot make yet, and what is coming and changing rather soon. So down here, I've got just a few data arrays, just a few botanical nurseries, and just a few creature chambers set up. Just a few of this all set up down here. So let's go through this. So a few animals are locked behind the Pi science packs on the DNA samples, and that would be the Arthurians. The Arthurian sample is locked behind the Pi science pack, so even though I could make Arthurians at Grain Science, I can't until Pi science pack. Same goes for the potato one, the for Tufra. So alien potatoes are also blocked by the Pi science pack. And then the sample here for the crustaceans, that's blue science, and this is going to be required for the Ziffo and the Zipbeer. So Zipbeer and Ziffo, which are vanilla creatures, they're locked behind blue science, even though you've gotten access to them unlocked at green. So there's a few things to note there that may or may not change. The Kamauts here, their codex is Circuit 2s, so we can't do that until Circuit 2s. The Aurum, tropical tree stuff, these DNA samples require Yotoi Allo Codex, so this codex is blocked by Circuit 2s, but this is changing. This one I know is changing. I would imagine, right, Pyandon, that it was the codex that you've fixed? It's apparently fixed. Something. So that we could get Yotoi. Kamauts won't change, yeah, that figures. But if you change the Yotoi codex, that alone, by changing the Yotoi codex, will allow Aurum. That alone will allow Aurum as well as Yotoi. Just because it was blocked by the codex, not the DNA sample exactly. So, as soon as you get Alien Sample 2, you would have Aurum, as long as the Yotoi codex is no longer Circuit 2s. Novens are locked for Circuit 2s because of their codex as well. This is a fungus. We can make the spores now of a lot of things actually, but this particular fungus is blocked by Circuit 2s due to the codex. And that's it for what's blocked. So Yotoi and Aurum will become available soon-ish. Tufra is not available until the Pi Science pack. Novens at Circuit 2s. And, yeah, just the other creatures that I mentioned there. Caravans is what we'll be doing today. We will be going for caravans today, and in the process of getting the caravans, we'll unlock, I think, a couple other things, at least one other thing. Because we need to make fetal serum. Fetal serum is required, as well as, like, uncaged Augs. So I need to, like, remember to uncage some Augs to stick in here to make some caravans. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is the only way of getting caravans. So, if you want more caravan creatures, this is how you do it. This is how they are made. As for, let's see, there was Muckmo. The Muckmo will require Alien Sample 2s, Fetal Serum, and Artificial Blood. Now, the Artificial Blood will require more work, but it can be made at Green Science. So we can get Muckmo as soon as we've put in the effort to actually make the Artificial Blood as well as the Alien Sample 2s and the Fetal Serum. Ulrich will become available with Alien Sample 2s, which we will work on today. Xenos will become available as soon as we get Artificial Blood and Alien Sample 2s. So we will be able to at least make a Xeno, and we will have the Xeno pen. I actually have made the Xeno pen, so this is a Green Science creature right now because of that. And then down here, the sponges. Sponge! We'll be able to actually deal with sponges at Alien Sample 2s. And then, the final thing, because our Arthurians here are blocked until Pi Science Pack. The final thing is fish. We can now do fish. Pi has expanded the fish. So now we can officially make fish with wonderful recipe right here. This wonderful recipe in the fish farm helps a lot. We can do this now. So that is a good thing. We can now do fish. Makes fish oil a lot more viable to use relatively early if you want to burn it. We currently don't have too much of a use for it. We need it for food for creatures we can't make yet. Obviously, used in Kamouts eventually. But yeah, but biopolymer. Yeah, that's the big thing. That's the big thing. Yeah, fish stuff was posted on Patreon. That it is now fleshed out, fished out. And then the final thing to mention, if I have some space around here so I don't have to walk all the way to them. So slaughterhouses have changed a little bit. Slaughterhouses have changed a little bit. They now have a GUI to choose your next victim. So you have to select the creature, and then you can select what product you want from said creature. This icon here is the full rendering. Otherwise, it'll just pick your icon, pick your poison, so we can extract brains. Now, I'm going to assume that over time, this GUI will automatically pick the best available recipe for these. Now, I also don't know how this GUI will handle the... like, if it'll add onto this list once I get access to the specifically bred creatures that give only guts, that give only brains, that give only bones. So, the like you can breed specific creatures. It's actually not going to be in this GUI. It'll be in here. In Hellmod, once I load up these. Yes, alien life recipes. These recipes. So improved versions of creatures can only be processed into one thing. So I would imagine that the GUI would expand once you do unlock these recipes. Yeah, it should appear automatically when it's unlocked. That's the key. That is the key. However, King Arthur, as I mentioned earlier, the replacement of recipes is still not exactly functioning as intended. Cough, cough. Not exactly completely functioning as intended. So as intended, this 0.6 recipe should be the only recipe that I have available right now. But I also have the 0.4 recipe still. The 0.6 is supposed to fully replace the 0.4, and all the buildings that were making the 0.4 recipe should automatically switch over to the 0.6. But it didn't for me on this particular map when doing this. I did do a tech reset. Do you want me to do another reset? I can do another reset and see if that actually replaces. No. Yeah, it does not. Also, the as I had also stated, the microfilter. The new microfilters recipe unlocks these improved Yadol and Bodo spores before you even get the initial Yadol and Bodo's spore recipes. Tech reset will unlock all recipes. Well, here's a thing that we can test. I'll do that. I will load which one was it? 10, I think? Yes, 10. Yes, the god modules are enabled technically. It doesn't mean I have to use them. As I drip coffee literally all over me. Okay, let us go to microfilters. Start that research. We'll test this. Right now. So we can see that I have an existing Navin spore and an existing Thalgi. let's see what happens when the microfilters tech finishes to get a better idea of if this is working. Because I know I ran a tech reset because the migration thing didn't work, and I needed to run the tech reset to unlock the albumin recipes. Because these didn't actually exist, and you need albumin to get artificial blood. So, let's see what happens when the microfilters tech happens. In fact, you know what? Let's do game speed 5. Excuse me, 5. Go. Move. Move, my glorious microfilters. Move! And yes, I can actually go real fast at the moment. So let's see what happens when the microfilters tech finishes, and I'll reload from the other save after this as well. Tech has happened. We are now still on 0.4, and we have both recipes. It be broken. / not working as intended. So there's the proof. There's the proof right there. Right there. It unlocked and it did not upgrade the 0.4s to the 0.6s. There's still 0.4s. And there's 2 entries on each. So, there you go. There you go. There's your evidence. Evidence. Anyway, let's work on getting these caravans. That sounds like a wonderful idea. So to get the caravans, I need fetal serum. That is the primary thing that I need. Glorious fetal serum. Several creatures will require fetal serum, but this will require it a lot. It requires silver plates, guts, and glassware. Silver plates, guts, and glassware. Now, I need guts. That is something we do not have yet. Is the guts. The glorious guts. So let's get some guts. I could also... In fact, I probably should. Expand on the production of caged animals. Oh, right. So, my production of caged animals is currently bottlenecked by my production of titanium. My non-existent processing of this titanium up here. So I think we are going to build that out today. I think we will do that on stream. The expansion of the titanium. So guts. I have this all set. Just need to, you know, request things, power the things, and all that good stuff. And that will be guts. And these will request caged alg. I have, you know, a few. I have a few caged alg. Just sitting and waiting. And I need to, you know, uncage a few of them. Yeah. Stuff. Things. Go away. Things. Why do I... Oh, why do I have that many? Why do I have that many inserters? Yeah, it's just waiting to be murdered. You know, casually. Let's actually hold on to some provider chests. Yeah, that'd be great. That would be absolutely wonderful. Also some requesters. Yeah, that'd be awesome too. Toss those in there. Also, toss in the cages. Where are the... Oh, right, the empty cages automatically. I have the empty cages set to auto trash, which is very ideal. Very, very ideal. Alright, they place those. Just need to do request and request on those to bring in the Augs.